Hi everybody, this is Alice, Bejeweled Hedgehog, and I am here to show my journal entries for July 1st and 2nd. This is in response to Poetspice's art journal smashing writing journal book thing challenge. Anyway, here it is. I had been wanting to get one of my own books made up and bound, but I realized I had spent a lot of time fooling around with other crafts and hadn't gotten around to it. So rather than make a big production out of it, I just took a composition book. This is one of those little cheapy composition books you can get at, Target for $1 or something. It has 100 pages in it. The pages are lined notebook pages, and they are very thin, but that's okay because I've stuck other pieces of paper down and on them. So that's what I decided to go with because I had already put gesso on the covers. A couple of weeks ago when I first got my gesso, just to see what it would do. So the cover is the spine. I painted in a it's glittery, although it's a very, very small, fine glitter. So it's almost more of a shimmer green metallic craft paint that I use on some of my jewelry. So I already had this. And on the front, I put a piece of paper, purchased paper. It's got a really pretty little soft design, and I was so pleased with how very, very well it matched the painting on the color of the paint on the edge. And then I took butterflies from the paper that I put on the back and cut out little individual butterflies and glued them on. And just like, I can't remember your name, but I saw your video last night, and you also had the word dream on your journal. So here it is. I'm showing you mine. I used my stamper and I stamped the word dream. And the back, I used some butterfly paper and went ahead and just didn't make it go all the way to the edge. And I painted a strip of, boy, I'm really kind of dense tonight. I'm not feeling so well. It's my tummy, and Ducky has something wrong with her tummy, and it's just not been a happy day. But anyway, this is kind of a peachy acrylic paint with a glittery with orange glitter over it, orange glitter paint. And then I took a butterfly that I had used for some stenciling. This is a styrofoam butterfly that comes from one of those gigantic kids sets of foamy things. And I had it left over from when the girls were young. So I raided a bunch of old craft supplies and I came up with some of these. So I painted it to match the edge and stuck it on. Okay, let's move along a little faster. This is my title page. This is the inside cover. I painted it with kind of light purple acrylic paint, and I did the blotchy thing with silver paint in a paper bag. Then I took a piece of silver glimmery cardstock, silver shiny cardstock, and put I don't know what you call these things, the chipboards, I think. Cardboard things that you glue into scrapbooks. I don't really know what the official term is. And it says, "There will never be anyone who is exactly like you, so go out and be the very best you that you can be." And of course the words "you be you" are very large, and I really like that. It has a butterfly on it. Then on the other side I took some of the shimmery paper that was silver, and I did the reverse. I took the purple paint and splotched it, and I did a little design, an impromptu design, which I was not expecting to do because I accidentally splotched some silver on here. So I just decided to play around with brush strokes and make a little fun kind of, I don't know, like a little design going up the sides, and then I went ahead and did the little corners with it. And then the swirly stuff is not at all supposed to be there. It just poked through from the other side, but that's okay. Oh, and then it says July Smashing Art Writing Challenge 2012. Okay, then over here, I just sort of cut out words. You know that my camera is just really annoying me. Things are either washed out or whatever. Anyway, I cut out some cool words and I just scribbled around it. Like I said, this is not going to be a fancy journal. I wrote imaginative, fabulous, funny circle of friends. Then on this page I put the title Artsy Girls, because I think everyone who's participating in this challenge is a girl. If it's not, if someone is a guy, I'll just add and guys. Then I took the YouTube names of everybody that I knew of who was participating. And I think actually Tulip Sun is Tulip Sun 21 is participating, so I'll add her name to a list. So this is just the YouTube name. Obviously, there's nothing personal on there. My swap partner is Fire and Spice. And if you notice, some of these names initially on this page have them like a little correction written out beside it, because I transpose letters terribly. I am dyslexic, and when you type on a computer, I just see that little red line, I go back and fix it. But for instance, Poetspice does, in that pretty cursive handwriting that I managed to cough up, doesn't actually say Poetspice. But after this page, when I was correcting things, I decided, what the heck, it's me, it's my journal, I'm going to leave it the way it is. And of course, Artsy Girls shows through in reverse image on the back of the page, and I kind of like that. And I made some rules for myself. Sorry this is taking so long. My other flip-throughs will be faster. I just spent a lot of time on introduction. Okay, I am really, really a perfectionist, and I have trouble spending time on something that does not produce a very specific article. A hat, a scarf, a bracelet, or if I'm going to do art, then I want to produce a finished piece which can hang on the wall and be admired by everyone who encounters it. And the idea that I'm going to just spend a month having fun and at the end of it come up with a journal, which, you know, can have some flaws here and there, a lot of flaws here and there, is a little challenging for me because I just have to let go. And the first step I did in letting go was, you know, using a composition book. So I made up rules for me, and I wrote them down. These are not contest rules. These are not Poetspice's rules. These are my own rules on how to cope. And it says, in this journal, it is all about me. It's mine. It's my place to have fun. Then my rules are, it is what it is. It's all good. Relax. Have fun. It will never meet my expectations, so stop expecting it to. I am not being rated, ranked, or judged. I will not do that to myself. Nothing is perfect, and that's just fine. Subjective means just that. Not everyone likes the same thing, but that doesn't make it bad. So if someone doesn't like this, that's fine. And then, this journal is a process, an adventure, not a product. Okay, having said that, that's what I keep in mind as all these little surprises pop up as I go. And then I just did a page where I used a stamper. I love stampers. Suggested prompts. I've already deviated from them, and I wrote down the 32 prompts. Oh, I did another thing on the very back cover. This is painted with my cerulean blue acrylic paint that I bought last week and really like. And it started out just going to be taking a butterfly and doing this silver around it to make like these beautiful ghostly shadow butterflies. But then of course I dropped a stamper, and so it kind of made a splotch. So then I decided to go ahead and you know, re-stamp it and try and fill them in, and then I stamped some other ones. Then I added some stamps in like a glitter paint, and it didn't come out very well, so I outlined them, and then I made one into kind of a Zen doodle butterfly, and then I added these really cool, highly refractive stickers, and then I simply wrote, there are no mistakes in this book, only unexpected changes in my creative process. So that's kind of my motto. This is hardly the page I had envisioned at all, but it's shiny and it's pretty and it is what it is. Okay, moving on past my little pep talks, we will get into my July 1st. July 1st was the moon, and I did 3 moon pages. This is the first page. I just took acrylic, I took a dark blue and a black, and made a night sky. I was going to do a painting, but I wasn't feeling creative enough to do a painting, so I don't know, the camera will probably not focus, and really, I don't think it is focusing all that well. These little round pictures look much cooler in real life and close up, because what they are is they are 1-inch circles designed to be photo charms for jewelry. So they're on really high quality photographic paper, and I use them when I do charm altered art jewelry. And I just decided they were cute moon pictures, and rather than use them for jewelry, I'd stick them in my book. And they're kind of old-fashioned looking, really cool. I wrote the moon, and then I just took a little round template and made circles around the little pictures. Then I got the idea of like doing it. I knew I had cow stickers. I wanted to do a cow jumping over the moon. None of my cows were really very good jumping cows. They were more like grazing cows. But this one had this really cool sun, moon, and stars design. So it's kind of like a lazy cow ambling and grazing over the moon, I guess. Then I took leftover pieces of paper from when I cut this one down to size, sorry, and I just wrote little moon related things. I pulled them out of my head, so if I don't have the words completely right, then it's just because, you know, I'm doing it from memory. But you know the little rhyme. I see the moon and the moon sees me. God bless the moon and God bless me. And then and they danced by the light of the moon, and they danced by the light of the moon. That's, you know, the Owl and the Pussycat. And would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar? And the rest of that song, you know, and be better off than you are, da 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 da. So anyway, that's just that little moon part of it. And then I can't, being, you know, my age, I can't think of the moon without remembering the big deal that the astronauts and the moon landing were back in the 60s. So I did the quote, "One small step for man," and I believe it's one giant leap for mankind. And boy, that is one of the most unfeminist statements ever, but what the heck. So, and I think I got step wrong, so I had to cross it out and put leap. And I just wrote down moon-related things. Once in a blue moon, I did that in blue ink. Pink moon from that song, I did it in pink. Harvest moon, moon shadow, blood moon, magical, gibbous moon. That's such a cool word, isn't it? Gibbous. Lunatic, lunacy. And then I still couldn't stop, so I went over here and I drew a crescent moon, yeah, that's what that thing is, in the corner. And I added another one of my little charms, because I always think of the moon as a goddess thing, a mysterious woman. So that's the picture. And then I just wrote moon phrases and moon words, randomly as they occurred to me, in different types of ink. Waxing, waning, cycles, rhythms, tides, pole, flux. The cow jumped over the moon. Jealous moon, howling at the moon. Clouds cover the moon. The man in the moon. Silver sliver. I just think that's cool. Moon calf. Mysterious. Let's dance under the moonlight. The serious moonlight. You know, the David Bowie song. So anyway, that, and then I just wrote July 1st down in the corner. And that is it for July 1st. I left a blank page in here. I might do more moon stuff, or I might do more stuff. Oh, these little tab things aren't holding, related to this page. This page I didn't stick with fairy tales, because I love fairy tales, and I think it's going to be one of my bigger, more elaborate things, but I didn't feel like doing a big and elaborate thing this evening. So this page is just called My Treasures, and of course it has pictures of my treasures when they were babies on it. And I took 2 pages of pink tie-dye scrapbook paper and glued them in, And this is Ducky as a baby. And if she looks a little bit out of sorts there, it's because she was. According to my sister, right after this picture was taken, she started howling. So I don't know if you can see, there's glare on there, but see the expression on her little face? That's not a happy little ducky face. Oh, I can't get it there. Okay. I used some of my fancy tape and some really fancy cardboard stickers. And then over here, my fancy tape does not seem to want to stick. The same thing, some scrapbook paper. The middle one is the niece I'm always referring to as Beanie. This one is Ducky. And this one way over here is Cat. And I simply wrote, "Thank you, God, for my blessings." Oh, I'm sorry, no, "Thank you, God, for blessing me." Oh, this tape is really getting on my nerves. It is just popping right off of here. And then I wrote their nicknames and their actual names. Their real names are Marnina, Catriella, Raffaella, and we call them Bean, Cat, and Duck. We didn't get real creative with Cat's nickname, obviously. Duck has always been happy with her nickname. This tiny little girl you see in the middle there is now 15. You would not recognize her from this picture, and she is too cool to be called Bean. But that's just too bad because that's what we do. So that is my book. I am so sorry it took over 15 minutes. Am I holding it? There we go. It's going to be going a lot faster next time. Thanks for sticking with me. Have a great evening. Now I'm going to sit back and watch everybody else's videos. Okay. Goodbye. Good night.